Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting warmed up in the bullpen to bring you Colfax Viking Baseball as the 5-4 Vikings play host to the 2-8 Spring Valley Cardinals. The Vikings are coming off a thrilling walk-off 9-8 win over the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, while the Cardinals are coming off a 12-3 loss to Somerset on Friday. Coming up in this edition of the Bullpen Show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Cardinals. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players in Viking Profile. And then we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. The 5-4 Vikings are coming off a walk-off 9-8 win over the Durand, Arkansas Panthers on Thursday. Leading the way at the plate in that game was Cade Anderson, who went 2 for 3, scored a run, and had 2 RBI. Also contributing was Dylan Hedela, who went 2 for 4 at the plate, picked up 2 RBI, and his courtesy runner, Bryson Tuchel, scored twice. Picking up the win on the mound was Zach Hedela, who went 2 1/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, and he allowed no runs. The Cardinals come into today's game boasting a 2-8 overall record and 2-7 record in conference play. The Cardinals are coming off a 12-3 loss to Somerset on Friday. Now, so far this season, Spring Valley is led at the plate by Caleb Bartko, who is posting a .400 average with 10 hits, including 3 doubles. He's followed by R.J. Hyben, who's batting .368, along with Trevor Forster and Caden Robella, who are hitting .320 and .318, respectively. Now on the mound, Robella leads the way with a 1-2 record in 6 2/3 innings pitched and an ERA of 11.55. He's followed by Caleb Bartko, who's 1-4 and is posting an ERA of 14.7. Cade Stashik is the Cardinal with the lowest ERA, who does not have enough innings pitched to qualify, with an ERA of 8.40. Now, these two teams met back on April 14th, where the Vikings defeated the Cardinals 16-1. The winning pitcher was Mitch Medine, who went 5 innings, giving up only 2 hits and 1 run, which was not earned. Robella was tagged with the loss as he went only 1 inning and gave up 5 earned runs. Now, so far this season, the Vikings are led at the plate by Mitch Medine, who's hitting for a .467 average, including 3 doubles and 7 RBI. The rest of the Vikings hitting over .400 are Dylan Hedela and Mason Yarrington, who are batting .435 and .413, respectively. Zach Hedela and Cade Anderson are each hitting over .300, Hedela at .391, while Anderson is hitting .346. On the mound, the Vikings are being led by Medine, who has compiled a 3-2 record while pitching 28 2/3 innings and giving up 23 hits, allowing 24 runs, only 11 of which were earned, walking 23 while striking out 45 for an earned run average of 2.69. He's followed by Zach Hedela, who has a 2-0 record while pitching 9 1/3 innings and has allowed 3 runs, but only 2 were earned. He's walked 1 while striking out 11 for a 1.50 ERA. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
Joining us today on Viking Profile is Mason Yarrington, who is a junior here at Colfax High School. And Mason, we know you play baseball, but what are some other activities you're involved with here at school?
I also play basketball here.
And when did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience has that been?
I started when I was really young, before I can remember, and I've always just liked it.
And what's the most important thing you've learned from playing baseball?
Be mentally tough and not let the little things bother you.
And there's lots of little things, aren't there?
Yep.
Okay. When you're not playing baseball, you're not here at school, what are other things that you're interested in or keep you occupied?
I like to fish, and I like to watch sports, play basketball.
Okay. You know this is coming your way. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie, specifically my grandma's apple pie.
All right. And we've talked about this before, and I'm still waiting for that piece of pie to show up. Next time she makes them, it's got to be coming this way. Now, you have a favorite Major League team?
The Brewers.
And you've been to a Brewers game?
Yep.
Do you recall that game and how old you were?
I don't really remember my first one, but my parents said that all I did was watch the bullpen the entire time. So.
And so your greatest memory then would be the guys warming up in the bullpen, right?
Yep.
All right. If you had a superpower, what do you think that superpower might be?
Super strength.
Super strength. So if Mason has super strength, you got to have a superhero name to go with that. What do you think that might be?
The Red Hulk.
The Red Hulk. Very hulky appearance here. Okay, all right. We're talking with Mason Yarrington on Viking Profile. And Mason, what are your plans for after high school?
I plan to go to college.
You know where?
I'm thinking about lacrosse for sports management.
Very good. How about a shout out to the family?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa.
Now, when people come to Viking games, what number do you wear and what position do you play?
I'm going to be wearing number 8, and I play infield and pitch.
All right, so we want to thank Mason Yarrington for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more of the Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today, the Vikings will take on the Spring Valley Cardinals. The Vikings are trying to build upon their thrilling 9-8 win over the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, while the Cardinals are trying to bounce back from their 12-3 loss to Somerset last Friday. Now, in addition, the Cardinals would like to exact a little revenge for the 16-1 defeat that they suffered at the hands of the Vikings back on April 14th. So the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew over at Colfax High School as we'll bring you all the action of today's Dunn St. Croix Conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. That's all coming up. You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Colfax Vikings baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, along with Colfax High School proudly present today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. Now, it's out to the ballpark and today's Colfax Viking baseball game.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Colfax High School. Rick Olson here. And we're going to get rid of a little extra noise here. And I can't see the cursor. One of these days, we'll actually get a game without these problems. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. All right. And thank you, Joe. Joe Doucette sitting next to me as we're getting ready to bring you Colfax High School baseball as the Vikings are getting ready to take on the Spring Valley Cardinals. Cassie Johnson-Nelson on the computer, Dan Petchow on the camera, and we're going to be starting here in just a couple minutes. And Joe, why don't you go through the starting lineups for us?
You bet, Rick. The Spring Valley Cardinals, led by head coach Brandon Walczak, leading off the center fielder, Cade Stashek. Batting second, first baseman, Trevor Forster. Batting third, second baseman, Wyatt Gavronsky. Batting fourth, the pitcher, Caleb Bartko. Batting fifth, left fielder, Diego Schmidt. Batting sixth, third baseman, Caden Robelia. Batting seventh, the right fielder, R.J. Hibben. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Ezra Nelson. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Will Biggs. Catching today will be Chase Rudd. For Colfax, coached by Kirk Sikra. Leading off, the pitcher, Mitchell Medine. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Yarrington. Batting third, the catcher, Dylan Hedela. Batting fourth, first baseman, Ashton Greenwell. Batting fifth, center fielder, Cade Anderson. Batting sixth, left fielder, Brian Tuchel. Batting seventh, second baseman, Drew Beekner. Batting eighth, right fielder, Elijah Ensminger. And batting ninth, third baseman, Zach Hedela.
Okay, and on the mound, Mitch Medine warming up. Happy birthday today to Mitch. And he comes into this game with a 3-2 record, 2.69 earned run average. And back on April 14th, these Vikings defeated the Cardinals by a score of 16-1.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see some more of that kind of action today.
Yeah, beautiful day to play, Rick.
Oh, boy, is it. It keeps threatening. I see some dark clouds over there in the west. It looks like we may be interrupted somewhere along the line, but we're going to get as much in as we can. Sun is shining, and we're getting ready for ball, and stepping into the batter's box is Cade Stashik for the Spring Valley Cardinals. Stashik batting .235 on the season. Big left-handed hitter. First pitch is in the dirt for ball one. Medine coming through with a fastball that time, and he kind of overthrew it a little bit. It went 59 feet. Here's the 1-0 pitch, just inside. 2-0 is the count.
I know Cade's a good athlete, good basketball player, Rick.
Yeah. Also good football player.
Yeah.
Low and inside, ball three.
You know, Spring Valley, another school, another program with a great tradition in sports. And
struggling a little bit this year,
yeah.
but yeah, there's a strike called right down the middle.
Yeah.
3-1. But it's funny how when you're a school with that kind of a strong reputation, swing and a miss for strike two. Yeah. Even when you have one of those down years, you recover from it pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah. They got a bunch of great coaches in all their programs.
Here's the payoff pitch. Line shot out into center field. Fielded out there by Anderson as Stashik checks in at first base. That's going to bring up Trevor Forster. And evidently we've got a stuck camera. Yes, we do. So we'll fix that. Hopefully these cameras are going to come back any second here. Looks like they're trying.
Yeah. Strike two to Forster.
And the throw down to second, and it was there, but kind of skidded through Beekner's glove and out into center field, so Stashik is safe at second. And we're having connection error issues. Now they're back. Cassie was on top of that. Fixed the foul ball just right off the back end of the trailer. Two balls, two strikes. Swing and a miss for strike three. So one down, brings up Wyatt Gavoronsky. Gavoronsky comes into today's game batting .364. Stashik takes his lead at second. Medine steps off the rubber. Now he's back on. Medine delivers. Strike called at the letters. Medine fires. Grounder foul down the third base line. You know what, Joe? I think we're going to be okay. I'm taking a look at the radar, and that rain is going to go just to the north of us.
That's great, Rick. Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
Sun is shining here. No balls, two strikes. Medine peeks over at second and delivers.
Ooh, just missed.
Just below the knees. And the pitch. And that one's low. Two balls, two strikes.
with this nice weather, it's just easier to get loose, and the ball jumps a little bit. I think pitchers throw harder.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 away. Brings up the leading hitter for the Spring Valley Cardinals, Caleb Bartko. Comes into the game batting .400. And the first pitch is a strike.
Tell you, Mitchell's got a nice breaking ball early today.
And the pitch, that's a little high.
We've talked about that a lot. If you can throw a breaking ball in a fastball situation, it just makes it tougher for the hitter.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Anderson on his horses and did not make the catch. Ball's picked up by Ensminger, and he gets it back into the infield. Coming around to score is Stashik. And Bartko checks in with a double at second base.
That's Bartko's 6th extra base hit on the year. That's, toward the top in the conference.
And we have a courtesy runner for Bartko. Charlie Hallstatt.
I think Cade Anderson had a great jump, great effort. Just come up a little short.
Yeah, I think he actually had it. Hit his glove, but he was laid out to get it. And
I couldn't tell.
And the pitch is a strike called at the letters to Diego Schmidt. Comes into the game batting .190. He's the left fielder. And a strike called. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hila has to pick it up and throw down to first, but he does to complete the strikeout. So for the Spring Valley Cardinals, they do pick up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played a half inning, and the score, the Spring Valley Cardinals won, and the Vikings are coming to bat. You're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Kyle's Market in Colfax, locally owned since 2007 and is a proud supporter of Colfax High School Scholarship and Athletics. Kyle's Meat Department is second to none, and they're known for their homemade smoked meats. Don't forget the fresh veggies, cheese, and frozen foods. Kyle's Market has got it all. Kyle's Market is your hometown market where customer service is supersized. They'll even carry your groceries out to your car. That's Kyle's Market in Colfax.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Cameras are working, microphones are working, and I'm knocking on wood that it stays like that. Spring Valley opened up a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. But even the way that they did it, Joe, it showed that Mitch Medine was throwing strikes.
Yeah, I like that. You can't catch a walk. We've talked about that. If there's any weakness in their staff, it's just maybe a few too many walks. And that Bartko cut big hit, 2-out hit. And I think
we've been talking about that all season, about teams being able to put together the 2-out hit with somebody in scoring position. And this time Spring Valley managed to do it.
I don't think if Mitchell doesn't walk too many, I don't think they're going to score too many, Rick.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Spring Valley clad in their maroon tops, white bottoms, white lettering, and the Vikings in their red tops, gray pants, and white lettering. Vikings come into this game with a 5-4 record. 2 out of the last 3 home games have been a result of walk-off wins on a wild pitch.
Yeah, exciting baseball.
Exciting baseball. And what's left of my hair is disappearing as a result.
I'm right with you.
Mitch Medine steps to the plate. And the first pitch is a strike at the letters. Mitch is batting .467.
Having a great year.
Bartko fires. That one was inside. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, we got a great umpiring crew tonight. Mike Breed behind the plate, Phil Fieber on the bases. Two great guys.
And the pitch. Line shot out into right field. Foul down the line.
I know Mike's one of the better basketball referees in the area, too. He just a great guy.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. That one's outside. Count goes even at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Just underway from Colfax. And the pitch. High and inside for a ball. And ball 4. Medine draws the walk. Mitch Medine not afraid to take an extra base here and there if he gets the chance.
Yeah. You know, Coach Seacrest showed us all year he loves to run. And
brings up Mason Yarrington. I'm hearing a little thunder. And the pitch. Medine takes off. And the throw is not in time. Medine safe at second.
And the Vikings stole a bunch of bases last time out. Rick, how many did they have?
I've got that here, believe it or not, Joe.
I thought maybe 9, but I'll let you check.
And we get a high fly ball, foul territory down the third baseline. And moving over and making the catch is Rebellia. So that's the first out. Well, I thought I had it here. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, oh, here we go. Yeah, I see 9 stolen bases. And down to third goes Medine.
That's a great weapon.
So 1 out, runner on third. Dylan Hedela at the plate, batting .435. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He liked that fastball right up at the letters.
Yeah.
Ashton Greenwell on deck. Bartko delivers. That one's in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, and in to score comes Medine.
That was a great show of base running by Mitchell Medine.
And I do believe that that goes as a wild pitch because it was in the dirt.
Yeah.
But it ties the game at 1-1.
Yeah. Just shows you them little things like base running. Just get a great jump and be alert. And
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And it's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, nobody on. We're all tied at 1. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove for a strikeout. So that's 2 down. It's going to bring up Ashton Greenwell. Greeny comes into the game batting .276. He's one of these guys, he'll give you all the effort he has.
We've been talking all year. Great kid, great teammate.
Ground ball out to second, picked up by Gavronsky. Throw over to first to Forster for the out. 4-3 on the put out. So for the Vikings, they got 1 run, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 1, and we have a tie game at 1-1 from Colfax High School on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Known for its well-manicured grounds and greens, Whitetail Golf Course is an 18-hole golf course carved into the countryside of northwest Wisconsin. They can host your next golf outing, wedding and reception, reunion, birthday, anniversary, or other social event. On Friday nights, come out to Whitetail for their famous Friday night fish, shrimp, and chicken dinner served from 5 to 9 every Friday evening through October. Conveniently located between Colfax and Elk Mound, Whitetail Golf Course is just a 15-minute drive from both Eau Claire and Menominee.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. All tied up at 1.
And we talked about Ashton Greenwell, and what a great kid, and 3-sport athlete, which all schools need, and I give him a lot of credit for what he's done for all these programs. And
just being a great teammate.
Yeah, goes a long ways, yeah.
And we were talking off air just a minute ago about during the basketball season. He was not a starter, but he is a senior, and so he got some playing time during senior day, and he finally scored, and the crowd just went crazy.
Colfax has great fans. They recognize that and recognize your contributions and
the effort that you put in.
Yeah.
All right, leading off the second inning is Caden Robelia, first baseman. First pitch is a ball. Robelia batting .318. Medine delivers, and it's a strike called at the knees. Aside from the 2 hits that Medine gave up in the first inning, he struck out the side.
Yeah, he did.
There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, I really like him. I like that breaking ball, and if he can just stay away from the base on balls, Spring Valley's going to have a hard time today.
Here's the wind and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's going to bring up R.J. Hyben, batting .368, playing right field. I had a chance to talk with Mitch a little bit at the Senior Awards event about a week ago or so. Here's the pitch. Check swing low for a ball. And we were talking about his pitching, and he said he was surprised this year to discover that his ball had as much a tail on it as it does.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball just blew it past him.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this to him too, that I think it's just a matter of maturing, and as your body gets bigger and stronger, swing and a miss.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and as your body gets bigger and stronger, the ball starts behaving a little differently, and
I agree.
He's kept it under control. That one, not so much under control.
Yeah.
Sure, he had to make a liar out of me on that one.
And we talked about out of that small body, he generates a lot of power.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Pop up, foul out of play on the right side.
He's proven to me he can win a big game against a good team down the road, and and that's what every good team needs.
Medine shakes off a couple signs. Here's the wind, and the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. Count goes full.
Yeah. Got to stay away from a walk here.
And the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Brings up Ezra Nelson, batting 100 on the season. And here's the pitch. Outside for ball one. Nelson playing shortstop. There's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. One ball, and a strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Is he maybe throwing just a touch harder today, Rick?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's the one in the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pulled the string on that one a little bit. There's the pitch. Ground ball out to Greenwell. Fields it himself, takes it over to third, and hey, it's nice to let somebody else get a put out once in a while. Nice of Medina to let that happen. So the Cardinals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and we're all tied at 1 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Dairy State Bank.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Rick Olson along with Joe Doucette. Cassie Johnson Nelson pressing all the buttons over here on my left. And Dan Petchow up in the bleachers, making sure they don't blow away in the wind as well as working the camera. Dan had quite the experience with that on Saturday when we were covering the Eau Claire Cowboy football game. We took our broadcast trailer down there because it was kind of a primitive football field. That's kind of the polite way to say it, I think. And we have an awning that goes over the top of the trailer that we broadcast from. And the wind was just crazy, and it knocked the top of the awning off. It clunked Dan on top of the head.
Wow.
So he spent the rest of the first half holding the awning in place with one hand and working the camera with the other.
And icing too, or yeah.
So at halftime, we took the awning down and said, "The heck with this."
Yeah.
Besides that, by that time the sun started coming out and it was okay.
I think Dan's pretty tough though.
Yeah. All right, leading off for the Vikings in the bottom of the second inning, Cade Anderson, center fielder, batting .346. Caleb Bartko on the mound, high pop-up over foul territory, and it's out of play.
No, I think
he caught it. Yeah. We have the dugout blocking our view, but he caught it. That was Forster making the catch over there against the fence. Brings up Brian Tuchel. Tuchel's batting .276. First pitch was a ball. Bartko works from the stretch entirely. High pop foul on the left side, out of play. Almost got a vehicle on the move, I think, based on the crowd reaction over there. And the pitch. Strike called. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brian Tuchel. Bartko comes into the game with a 1-4 record. And the pitch. Strike 3 called.
That's a good pitch there.
2 down. Up steps Drew Beekner, batting .276. Bartko has a fairly high earned run average.
Yeah.
14.7. So far, he's holding the Viking bats at bay.
I think one of his problem areas was the base on balls too, Rick, looking at the stats and talking to Coach Walzak that I think his stuff is better than that ERA.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's got 18 strikeouts, 14 base on balls. Pitches inside for a ball.
You know, this is a kid we've talked about. You know, his athletic ability the other day, he runs, and you know, this kid's going to be a big key for the Vikings as they move on.
And the pitch. Woo, that almost got him.
I heard a little tick, I thought maybe, but grazed the helmet, I think.
Drew is not acting like he deserves first base, though.
Yeah.
And the pitch. Strike called. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bartko delivers. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. Buechner's also one of those not afraid to take an extra base if he's given the opportunity.
He's going to go pitch 1 or pitch 2 here.
As Elijah Ensminger is up. 2 outs. Otherwise, we'd probably see Ensminger putting down a bunt here.
Yeah. I think maybe a fake bunt and steal here. I know Coach Seeker likes that.
Throw over to first. Buechner back in. They almost caught him leaning.
Yeah.
Bartko delivers. It's outside, down to second, and that ball almost went into center field as Buechner steals second. That's the 3rd stolen base for the Vikings today.
Yeah, it's been a big weapon for him all year.
Buechner takes his lead out at second. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. Strike called at the knees. And now we've got thunder rumbling in the distance. And the pitch, it gets away and pitches a ball, and over to third base is Buechner. And the pitch. Ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on third. That one's low, ball 3. So the count goes full.
A big pitch early in the game.
Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. I think Ensminger thought he'd drawn the walk.
Yeah. That was a great pitch. Painted that inside corner.
So for the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've completed 2 innings, and we're all tied at 1 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When circumstances leave you with this, contact Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax. Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax provides state-of-the-art rust repair, paint repair, glass repair, dent removal, or straightening. In short, Morgan's Auto Body can do it all. Whether you've been in a minor fender bender or a major collision, Morgan's will restore your car to its original condition and get you safely back on the road. That's Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, 409 Cedar Street in Colfax, or call at 715-962-3557.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Back here at Colfax, rain threatening a little bit, but when I look at the radar, it looks like what there is still west of Menominee, maybe over in the Spring Valley area.
Yeah, let's hope it stays away.
The thunder roars. Cassie's used to that doing ball games with me. We've driven through tornadoes on the way back. And a swing and a miss for strike one to start the third inning. Will Biggs, the number 9 hitter, he's a designated hitter. Batting .375. Called strike at the letters. Biggs will be followed by Stashik and Forster back at the top of the order. There's the pitch and strike called. That brings up Cade Stashik, who singled his first time up and scored the run that Spring Valley has.
He runs well. We want to keep him off the bases.
Pitch is just a little low.
Yep, just missed.
Mitch Medine into the wind and the pitch. Strike called at the belt. Medine winds and fires. Stashik jumps out of the way as it's low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 down. And a high pop-up foul territory. Hedela moving over and fooled a little by the wind that time. He didn't want to run over his little brother either in the process.
I don't think he'd gonna run over by him. I don't think he'd get up for a while.
Although Zach's pretty tough too. I think he could have handled it. I'll bet those two have run into each other sometime along the line.
No doubt.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, just missed. I thought he caught it at the letters, but counts full.
I think he's going to throw a fastball.
And it's popped foul back out of play. Count remains 3-2. Medine fires. That one just inside, and Stashik draws the walk. And we saw last time around, he's not afraid to take off either.
No, I think he's going to go pretty early.
And the pitch is inside, gets away from Hedela, and down to second goes Stashik. I would give him the stolen base on that because he took off on the pitch.
Yeah.
So Stashik on second.
Yeah, this is their formula for getting a run in the first here. You know, get Stashik on and run him and see what happens.
Trevor Forster is the hitter. Pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Forster struck out his first time up. And the pitch is low, gets away from Hedela and over to third. Goes Stashik. Runner at third, 1 out. 2 balls and a strike. Medine calls time to tie his shoe. And the pitch. And strike is called. Counts even at 2-2. Swing and foul back to the screen. And the pitch, that's high. Count goes full.
Yeah, we need a strike here.
Trevor Forrester at the plate. Medin's pitch swung on a miss. Strike three, throw it on to third. And Stashik gets back. That's going to bring up Wyatt Govoronski. He also struck out his first time up. That's a 7th strikeout for Medin.
He's got great stuff today.
And his first pitch, curveball just missed.
Just got to stay away from that base on balls, Rick.
And the pitch, fastball swung and fouled away.
I just don't think Spring Valley's going to put enough hits together to score a bunch. Keep throwing strikes.
Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. Gets away from Hedela, but he gets on it quickly, and Stashik doesn't have a chance to advance.
Dylan saved a run there with getting a piece of that.
2 balls and a strike. 2 down. And the pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch, it's low for ball 4. So Wyatt Govoronski draws his base on balls. Brings up Caleb Bartko, doubled his first time up and drove in a run. Bartko, the pitcher. And the pitch, fly ball out into left field. Moving back and making the catch out there is Brian Tuchel. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 were left on base. We're still tied at 1 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Plumbing problems got you down? Let the skilled folks at H&H Plumbing in Colfax make sure everything is flowing just as it should. Or maybe you're thinking about adding a gas line for a new stove, fireplace, or hot tub. H&H Plumbing can help with that as well. H&H Plumbing in Colfax, established in 2000, has earned a 5-star rating on Angie.com. So, whatever your plumbing needs, call H&H Plumbing in Colfax at 715-962-4155.
And we're back here at Colfax. Skies are threatening in the west. They're kind of pretty over there, with the sun shining off the tops of those thunderheads over there. But that's still a ways away. It's still west of Menominee. The National Weather Service has said it's a strong thunderstorm, but they haven't said it's severe. And it's in the Baldwin area right now.
Vikings dodged a bullet. Just missed that one.
Yeah, that would have been a 3-run shot.
Yeah. Jumped off the bat, but it kind of died a little bit.
Well, it got heavy air today.
Yeah. Brian Tuchel, it's good solid play with got a good jump. And
he tracked it well.
Yeah.
All right, due up for the Vikings in the bottom of the third are Zach Hedela, then back to the top of the order with Mitch Medin and Mason Yarrington. Zach Edela comes into the game batting .391. He's come through with some big hits of late.
Yeah, he really has.
And the pitch is outside for ball one.
Yeah. Just seems like he's, ahead of his time. He stacks information in the field and pretty heady out there. And
the pitch. High fastball fouled out of play.
He can pitch, he can hit, and he can field, and he's got a great future.
1 ball, 1 strike to Zach Edela. And another foul ball on the first base side. Moving over, making the catch is Rudd. Takes us to the top of the order, Mitch Medine, who drew a walk in his last appearance. Ended up scoring on a wild pitch. Bartko delivers. Strike called at the knees. And here's the pitch. Fly ball on the right side, foul territory. Moving over is Forster, and he makes the catch. So with 2 down, up comes Mason Yarrington. Vikings making contact, but not putting it between the lines.
Yeah.
And a pitch at the letters on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over towards third. Scoop there, throw over to first, and it's in time. Rebellia over to Forrester on the play. And so for the Vikings, they go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We've completed 3, and it's tied at 1 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Triple Threat Training was founded by the 3 Vavra brothers from Menominee, Wisconsin. All 3 brothers played Division I baseball, and all 3 have played baseball at the professional level. Triple Threat Training is located just south of Menominee in Downsville. Featuring 3 batting cages, 1 full-length pitching mound, and an all-turf surface, Triple Threat can meet your baseball training needs. If you or someone you know is looking to expand your baseball skills, give Triple Threat Training a call at 715-664-8669. That's Triple Threat Training in Downsville, Wisconsin.
Back here at Colfax. Top of the 4th inning. Due up, we have Diego Schmidt, Caden Rebellia, and R.J. Hyben. We're all tied at 1. You know, with the ERA that we saw coming into this game and the way the Viking bats had been lately,
yeah. Well, I think
the pitcher's duel was not what I was expecting.
Well, Bartko's a lot better than his ERA shows.
I think you're right. Yeah.
He looks good.
So up steps Diego Schmidt, who struck out his first time up. Medine winds and fires. It's high for a ball.
You know, we've been talking about it, but I think the pitcher who can stay away from the base on balls, you've already seen a base on balls like a double, and whoever can do that's going to have a huge advantage.
And it's outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And here's the pitch. That's low for ball 3.
Mitchell's got to get ahead.
My guess is Schmidt has a take sign here.
Yeah.
And a 4-pitch walk. Back in the old days of the Metrodome, up in the Twin Cities, when something would happen like that, there was a big sign that came on the scoreboard saying, "Walks will haunt."
Yeah.
And it's true.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Hyben on second with 1 out for the Cardinals.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's causing that camera issue. So we'll just keep going as if it's on. We'll do our radio style broadcast here.
You bet.
And
strike 2 to Nelson on a fastball. Nelson flies to right. Hyben advances. Ball gets away and Hyben will score. Spring Valley 3, Colfax 1. Two outs with designated hitter Will Biggs up. He takes the first one and swings at a high fastball. Strike 1. Takes the fastball, strike 2. Takes the ball just outside. Falls it back, still 1-2. Takes another fastball just outside, 2-2. 2 outs for the Cardinals. Curveball, strike 3. But the Cardinals get 2 to take the lead 3-1 after 3.5.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 15th when the Vikings host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Monday, May 15th.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
All right, we're back. Audio only. Leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Vikings catcher, Dylan Hedela. Dylan takes the ball. Dylan struck out in his only at bat. Ball 2 outside. Spring Valley scored 2 in the top of the 4th to take a 3-1 lead. Dillon ahead 2-0 in the count. Dillon falls it back 2-1. Another foul ball, 2-2.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
People have been doubled off on that. So now the talented sophomore, Drew Beekner, the big spot for the Vikings. Greenwell still at second, Anderson at first, but now 2 outs. Beekner takes ball 1. Bartko from the stretch, delivers. It might drop, a little. Nice, and they throw it away. Beekner will get a hit. Greenwell will score. They throw it away again. Anderson scores. Beekner, innocent enough. Just a little flare over the pitcher's head in no man's land. Beekner gets a base hit. Greenwell scores on an error, and Anderson scores on an error.
Well, we kind of have our video feedback, but the picture's terrible, and I don't know what's causing that. And I'm hoping that it kind of clears itself up.
Elijah Ensminger now up for the Vikings. Beekner all the way to third on an infield base hit. Bartko low, ball 1.
But after all that, the Vikings have tied it up in the bottom of the 4th.
A huge hit by Beekner. Didn't hit it hard, Rick, but sometimes in baseball you don't need to.
You just have to hit it in the right place.
Yeah.
2 down. 2-0 count. Elijah Ensminger. And it's a strike called. He struck out his first time up. And it's a pop-up out of the right field. Could fall in. Foul. Just about maybe a yard to the right of the foul line. Maybe we should say a yard to the wrong of the foul line. It kind of looks like our pictures are coming back. Hey, look at that. It finally figured out what it wanted to do. At least 2 of our cameras are back. Pop-up are out near second, taken in by Nelson. And that's going to do it for the Vikings. But they got 2 runs.
2 hits.
And there were a couple of throwing errors in there that added to the scoring. And 1 left on base. So we've completed 4 innings and the score. Well, we're all tied at 3 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Simplify your life. Pleasant Valley Properties provides affordable housing and homes in communities in Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. They have staff available to help you locate the home that best meets your needs and desires, as well as service staff that maintains the properties. Contact Pleasant Valley Properties at 715-226-6200. Call today and let them help you get into the home of your dreams. That's Pleasant Valley Properties, 301 Bremer Avenue in Colfax.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1 minute.
All right, we're back here at Colfax, and I think we have most of our tech issues taken care of. Line shot bounced off the heel of the glove of Greenwell out into right field by Cade Stashik.
Yeah.
Greenwell's going to get charged with the error.
Yeah, Stashik has really hurt the Vikings from that top of the order spot.
He's appeared at the plate 3 times, gotten on board all 3, scored a run.
Yeah, 2 stolen bases. Actually, 3. Yeah, 2 stolen bases.
Trevor Forster is up now. He's struck out twice. Throw over to first, and Stashik is back.
Yeah.
And the pitch. Throw it on to second, and they got him! Stashik caught stealing. Nice throw by Dylan Hedela.
Yeah, it really was.
Put it right on the money. So, 1 out.
That's a big out.
1-0 is the count. And a pop foul out of play on the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside, counts even at 2-2.
Let's see if Mitchell can get in one of them great grooves again that he was in early.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike
That's
3 called. Trevor Forrester goes down looking this time. That's going to bring up Wyatt Govoronsky. Struck out and walked. Check swing, and he went around. There's the pitch. Chop foul on the left side. No balls, 2 strikes. There's the wind in the pitch. Strike nice. 3 called. So for Spring Valley, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. So we've played 5.5, or 4.5, I should say, and we're all tied at 3 from Colfax High School on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your car has lost that showroom appeal, give Kyle's Buff and Shine a call. Kyle makes it easy to bring that shine back. Not to mention, he comes to you. Kyle does exteriors, interiors, and even has an ultimate detailing package. When Kyle is done, your car will look nearly showroom new. Oh, by the way, Kyle also details anything that flies, drives, or floats. Call 715-556-2062 to book your next detail with Kyle's Buff and Shine.
We're back here at Colfax High School. I think we're kind of holding ourselves together. We've got all 3 cameras back and operational now. And Cassie goes, great! Cassie Johnson on the computer, and she's had all kinds of headaches today. Joe Doucette sitting next to me, providing a lot of fill-in play-by-play as we try to solve the tech issues. And you did a great job at that, Joe.
Thanks. I'm not sure I did, but I'll take the compliment.
Oh, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. And Dan Petro out there in the bleachers minding his own business, which is usually the start of a good story. Because there he was, just minding his own business.
Yeah.
This time it's true. So, 2 up for the Vikings. We have Zach Hedela, and then back to the top of the order. Zach fouled out to the catcher his first time up. Pitch is outside for a ball. I'll be curious to see if Zach comes in to pitch in the next inning.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
thing. Pitch is inside for a ball.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been the formula the Vikings have been using.
Yeah.
Throw Medine and then bring in Hedela.
Yeah.
Line shot out into left field for a base hit.
There's our guy again. Comes through.
And I suspect within a pitch or two, we'll see him trying to get down to second.
Yeah.
Top of the order, Mitch Medine. Be curious to see if they have him bunting. When you're hitting 467, you don't get called on to bunt very often.
No.
Throw over to first. Hedela gets back in. Ball goes over to the fence. And off to second base he goes. That's an error on the pitcher that got him down to second.
Yeah. Yeah, that 2-run Viking inning started innocent enough with Ashton Greenwell getting hit by a pitch, and you know they just got a couple guys on, and Beekner put it in play, and all of a sudden it's tied.
Bartko looks over at second, and the pitch inside for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. Stashik goes back, makes the catch.
He hit it hard right at him. Stashik just a little bit to his right.
Hedela does not have an opportunity to advance.
No.
It wasn't deep enough. So with 1 out, Mason Yarrington comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Popped into foul territory to the third baseman. Line shot out into right field for a base hit. This could score a run. Hedela coming around and in to score. So an RBI single for Mason Yarrington. And it puts the Vikings on top, 4-3.
Yarrington's been pretty quiet, but he always finds a way to contribute somehow.
Well, that's a big contribution right there.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, RBI.
Dylan Hedela at the plate. Struck out, ground to second. Here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play.
Yeah, I think Coach Secra wanted Dylan to take that and let Yarrington steal, but
Bartko looks over at first and delivers. Yeah. Strike called, and down to second goes Yarrington. No balls, 2 strikes on Hedela. Mason Yarrington on second. And time called. Bartko a little concerned about Yarrington over there at second. Yarrington taking a pretty good lead. Throw over to second, and he's back in safely. Yarrington takes his lead again. Bartko takes a sign and delivers. Popped foul out of play. That one could hit the trailer. Nope. We're close enough to the fence. It's got to be a real strange trajectory for it to hit us.
Yeah.
I think we're safe, Joe.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have caught it.
Still 0-2 is the count. And the pitch. It's high and inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mason Yarrington on second. 1 down. Bartko delivers. Check swing. It stayed fair.
Oh, wow. Right off the end of the bat, or was it,
it was off the knob of the bat, wow. And it dribbled down the third base line and stayed fair. And by the time Rebellia picked it up, it was
no play.
Dead and in fair territory. Yeah. And Hedela kind of got his hand jammed. He's going to have a courtesy runner. So that's a base hit for Hedela.
That makes up for one of them lineouts that sometime, it just didn't hit it hard and got a lucky break.
Bryson Tuchel as the courtesy runner for Hedela. Ashton Greenwell at the plate, swings and misses, strike 1. 2 runners on, 1 down, 1 in. Vikings on top. 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, 2 on. Runners take their leads. Yarrington at second. Ground ball over to first. Smothered there by Forster. Throw it on to second, and they don't make the put out. Forster did take the out at first. So Greenwell is out 3 unassisted. But Yarrington goes to third. Bryson Tuchel to second. And that brings up Cade Anderson. He's 1 for 2. He singled and fouled out to the first baseman. And the pitch is high for a ball.
Another guy that showed a penchant for getting a big hit, Cade Anderson.
And the pitch is high and away for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. 2 down, 2 on. Here's the pitch. And it's ball 3. Brian Tuchel on deck. And the pitch. Strike called. Pretty good example there of the get me over pitch.
Yeah.
3 balls and a strike. Bartko into his motion. Fly ball out into right field, heading toward the corner. Foul ball. He sent it for a ride that time.
Yeah, he hit it hard.
You know, Joe, I'm seeing clear sky in the west, but I'm still hearing thunder grumble over there.
It's coming from somewhere.
There's the pitch. High. Gets away from the catcher, and to score is Mason Yarrington. As Caden Anderson drew a base on balls, he does not get the RBI there because it was not a force.
No.
And over to third goes Bryson Tuchel.
Yeah, he's going to run, and we'll see what Spring Valley does on defense here.
Here's the pitch.
There he goes.
Anderson goes, and no throw. So Anderson gets credit for a stolen base. Bryson Tuchel on third. Brian Tuchel at the plate. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. And the 0-2 pitch is high. Spring Valley dugout thought that dropped in.
I thought it was just a little high.
I thought it was a little high. Tends to be high when you can see the sun visor of the hat below the ball. Pitch is inside for a ball. Counts even at 2-2.
I've seen Mike umpire a lot. He doesn't miss too many.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. Count is full. Bartko might be getting a little tired. We're the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's done a great job for keeping him in the game.
Bartko at the belt. Grounded foul down the third base line. Count holds at 3-2.
You know, we talked earlier, 14 ERA. He doesn't, you know, he shouldn't have a 14 ERA.
No.
No, he throws the ball well.
Here's the pitch. Foul tipped and out of play. Although, with an ERA like that, all you need is have a really short outing that you struggle in, and that ERA can explode, especially in a short season like the spring high school baseball season.
Yeah.
Bartko at the belt. Strike 3 called. That was a nice looking pitch.
Yeah.
Tuchel goes down looking, and the Vikings are retired, but not before they score 2 runs on 3 hits. And there was 1 error, and 2 were left on base. We've completed 5 innings, and the Vikings are on top, 5-3, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 21st, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Tilden Tigers in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:05 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on Sunday, May 21st on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. On the mound now for the Vikings is Zach Hedela. And taking a look here. Well, I'm missing the third run that Spring Valley scored, but I think they were all earned runs. That Medine went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. They were all earned. Struck out 11.
Yeah, a lot of strikeouts.
Here's the pitch. It's inside for a ball.
Yeah. I think it's 2-0, Rick.
Yeah, now the scoreboard says that. 2 balls, no strikes. Caleb Bartko at the plate. And the count goes to 3-0.
I don't want to walk here.
So Bartko draws the walk. It's going to bring up Diego Schmidt.
Yeah, it's tough. Zach Hedela comes in from third and, was running bases last inning. Not a lot of warm-ups. See if we can settle in here.
Pitch is a ball. Throw goes out into right field, and Bartko heads over to second base. Hedela fired it down to first and misjudged the height of Ashton Greenwell. Yeah, the rest of the numbers on Medine: 5 innings pitched, 3 runs, all were earned.
Yeah.
11 strikeouts. He only walked 3 and allowed 3 hits.
Yeah, great outing.
And the pitch is a called strike.
And the only thing negative that I see is this: every once in a while I'll be cruising, and then that base on balls that hurts them. But
1 ball, 1 strike to Diego Schmidt. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Schmidt has walked and struck out. He did score. Who do you have scoring the 3rd run for Spring Valley?
RJ Hyben.
Okay.
He'd gotten a big hit to score a run, and then he scored.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 down. Bartko still at second. Caden Robelia. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
He's getting loose. He's getting loose.
Robelia, victim of 2 strikeouts today. Hedela delivers inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 6th. Vikings on top, 5-3. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. And time is called.
That's great.
And a strike 3 call to Robelia. He struck out 3 times now.
Yeah, tough day.
RJ Hyben. He struck out, but then he singled, drove in a run, scored a run. And he line shot right into the glove of Beekner. That had base hit written all over it, and Beekner
nice
stuck
play.
out his glove and snagged it. So, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and one left on base.
Cassie, you want a hot dog?
And you're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, May 13th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Midwestern Wildcats from the Electric Tripolo High School in Galesville, Wisconsin. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 5:40 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, May 13th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to take you out to the ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 15th when the Vikings host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Our coverage begins with the bullpen show where we'll warm you up for baseball action starting at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax High School Baseball on Monday, May 15th.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Back here at Colfax High School, we have a new pitcher on the mound for Spring Valley. It's Diego Schmidt. Caleb Bartko went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. Struck out 4, walked 3. And Schmidt's first pitch is outside for a ball.
You know, we were talking, Rick, that Caleb Bartko, he pitched well. He pitched well.
And the pitch, ground ball over to third, scooped up there and throw over to first, and Bartko came down with it. He's now playing at first base. So Diego Schmidt came in from left field. That was Drew Beekner that grounded out, by the way. Elijah Ensminger at the plate. Bartko went over to first. And we'll have to take a look and see if we can figure out where Forster is. Ground ball on a bunt, throw to first in time. So Ensminger goes down. It's going to bring up Zach Edela. Got a big hit his last time up. Singled and eventually scored.
Yeah, scored the go-ahead run. You know, good idea by Elijah. It's just, too hard right at him.
One of these days I'm going to remember to bring binoculars and I'd be able to see that left fielder's number.
Yeah.
Hot foul. I think that might be Forster out there. He's supposed to be number 5. Want to thank the nice folks here at the concession stand bringing in hot dogs. And again, these are the really good hot dogs that they serve here at Viking baseball games. They come from Kyle's Market, one of the sponsors of Viking baseball games. Pitch is outside.
Kyle Christine, one of the biggest supporters of, just Colfax athletics and the school, and just a wonderful guy.
Well, I was going to say he is, and it's the school in general because he also supports the academics as well.
You bet. Yeah. Not a very good sheephead player, but
I guess we all have to have a fault. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Zach Hedela with 2 down. Schmidt into the wind at his delivery. Pop foul out of play. Count holds at 2-2.
We keep talking about Zach Hedela's skills, and he's got a nice short, quick to the ball swing, and
Schmidt shakes off a couple signs. Now he's into the wind and the pitch. Fouled away. And again, the count holds. My belief is every time a hitter does that, makes that pitcher throws another pitch.
Yeah, you get to see another one.
It's just a good battle.
Yeah.
Schmidt shakes one off. Now he likes it. The wind and the pitch. Curveball outside. Ball 3. And the pitch swung on and fouled back.
Nice hanging in there.
Got a little piece of it. Rudd couldn't quite hang on. No, I'm seeing the infield now. Forrester went over to second. There's the wind by Schmidt. Line shot out into left center field. Diving and making the catch. That's a web gem out there by Stashik.
Yeah, nice play. You can tell what an athlete.
So, Vikings go down in order, 1, 2, 3, and you're tuned to Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When it comes to your finances, security is just so important. Dairy State Bank's online banking and mobile app offers dozens of new and enhanced real-time alerts. Whether an ATM withdrawal is made or a login to your account failed, you'll instantly know. So now, the technology that makes it easier to manage your money is also making it safer. Visit dairystatebank.com or call to learn more. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Dairy State Bank.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. You know, Cassie, I almost said Carson Park. I'm ready. That one's coming up pretty soon, Joe, the season opener for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Spring Valley, we talked about, not their best team, but boy, they battle, and I've heard a lot of good things about Coach Walzak, and they're
they're not going to lay over and play dead, are they?
No. Too many competitors, too many good kids, and it's been another great game.
In a lot of respects, that's a lot like this Viking team as well.
Yeah.
It's, in some respects, not the best baseball team that the Vikings have ever put on the field, but I'll tell you what, they're a bunch of scrappers.
Yeah, they are.
And
they're finding ways to win. And,
yep.
Yeah.
Hedela on the mound as we head to the top of the 7th. Now, actually, Medine is the pitcher of record for the Vikings because he was the pitcher of record when the Vikings scored.
Yep.
So this is a save situation for Hedela.
Yeah.
And the first pitch is a called strike.
Yeah, Zach's got to get after these 8-9 hitters. And, just
Ezra Nelson at the plate.
make him put it in play.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Nelson grounded to first and then flew out to right. Airs the pitch. Outside for a ball.
Great pitch.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a ball, but
Yeah.
that's one where if he
Yeah.
does make contact, it's going to do no harm.
Yeah.
And it's a good chase pitch. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was way out in front on that one, and Hedela pulled the string. So Nelson goes down on strikes. And we have a pinch hitter. And it's Dodge Sampier. And he hits a ground ball over to first. Greenwell takes it himself. 2 down. That brings Stashik up.
Yeah. Good time to face him with 2 outs and nobody on. And
he can't hurt you too bad. Even if he hits it out of the ballpark, you're still going to have the lead.
Yeah.
Pitches outside. That's the Bert Blyleven philosophy, too. Solo home runs don't really hurt you. He gave up enough of them, you ought to know.
Yeah. Every once in a while, that curveball hung.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. It's going to find a gap.
Yeah.
Stashik rounds first, heads into second, and he's going to check in there.
Well, he's had a great game, you know.
He has. He's 2 for 3. Single, double, got on an error, and then he also drew a walk. So he's gotten on base every time he's approached the plate.
Made a nice play in the field. Just a good athlete.
Trevor Forster struck out 3 times. Twice swinging, once looking. And the first pitch is over his head. And the pitch. Swung on a missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hedela at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Spring Valley down to their last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on second. Hedela delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. Final score of this one, Vikings 5 and the Spring Valley Cardinals 3. And we will have a summary of this game in Viking Download. And that'll be coming up right after this timeout. And that'll come up right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform in attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction, in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Time now for Viking Download, with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings come away winners over the Spring Valley Cardinals by a score of 5-3. A little bit of junior varsity action going to go on out on the field here. And we're going to go round up Coach Seacraw in just a minute while this junior varsity play is taking place. But, Joe, Vikings had to scrap a little, had to come back, and they managed to find a way to do that.
Yeah, we talked that Spring Valley's better than their record. You know, Coach Walzak does a great job, and, you know, they're great football players, basketball players, you know, just a great athletic system. But Coach Seacraw has got onto a little formula where they do a little bit of running game, and tonight that Drew Beek, they're just putting the ball in play. It was really innocent, and, you know, that turned out big for them.
And the Viking record goes up to 6 wins and 4 losses. And I know an awful lot of teams that would like to have a record like that.
Yeah.
Whereas Spring Valley is now 2-10, I believe. I think they were 2-9 coming into it, and they 2-7 in the conference. So they're 2-10 overall.
Yeah.
Winning pitcher today, Mitch Medine. Zach Hedela picks up the save. Losing pitcher, Caleb Bartko for the Spring Valley Cardinals.
That's a good 1-2 punch for the Vikings. And
it's been very effective, and I remember earlier this season, once Coach Seacraw kind of saw that combination, he said, we've found a little something there, and we're going to stick with that and ride that horse all season long. And that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, just keep getting better. We've talked about we like their scrappiness and their not giving up and their perseverance, and tonight it showed again.
And I'm not sure who the young man is on the mound that's going to be throwing in this JV game. We're not going to really carry the JV game, but I was just kind of watching him warm up a little bit. And but
I would guess so. Ryan Nichols, I would guess.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah.
There are a number of players that we have listed on the roster that we don't have numbers for, but
Ryan's got a great future, freshman, and he's good at a lot of things.
Now, one of the things I've noticed on a lot of the rosters of these teams that the Vikings are playing, and the Vikings also, not a lot of seniors. And my thought is, by the time you get to the spring of your senior year, you're ready to get ready for graduation. You're not going to, a lot of guys that normally would be playing baseball aren't necessarily playing. And and it's not just a Colfax situation. I've seen this on a lot of the rosters.
Yeah.
But that means that there's a lot of pretty good potential on this Viking team. Mitch Medine is a senior, but Zach Hedela is not. And I think the Vikings are headed for some pretty good things coming up.
Yeah, well, they'll lose Greenwell and Dylan Hedela and Mitchell, but
Now, I'll tell you what, why don't we take a timeout here while we try to get Coach Seacraw over here, and we'll do that. And we'll be back and have a chat with Coach Seacraw right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
And we have Coach Seacraw here. And Joe had just gone to get him, and they must have crossed paths. And lo and behold, Coach Seacraw's here and ready to talk with us. And congratulations. That was a nice win. It was a little scrappier team than what is usual, I think.
Spring Valley better than their record, we talked about.
I would say they did play better, and we did not play our best. Mitch was off today. We did not hit the ball like we should. It was ugly, but like I said, any win's a win. So,
although you're saying Mitch was off today, in his 5 innings, he only gave up 3 runs. Now, they were all earned. 11 strikeouts, though. That's a pretty decent outing, and only walked 3, gave up 3 hits. So he picked up the win.
He got the win, but I have high expectations for him. He knows that, and he does for himself too. I think he would have liked to go longer than what he did. Yeah. So again, with the pitch count stuff, that's why I say it's not one of his best outings. Yeah.
And then you get Zach Hedela coming in right behind that and just totally closes the door. Gave up that first walk, and after that, they got nowhere. Yep. And he picked up the save. So pretty decent outing overall for the Vikings.
Yep, I would say Zach came in, did what he's supposed to do, and then he had a big hit for us again. In that 9 spot, he's been doing work for us down there. Yeah. He would like that one at the end, but the kid made a heck of a play on that and caught that one. So
yeah, that. In fact, we even made the comment when that happened that was a web gem laid out and snagged it with his glove. Nice fly ball there in the JV game out there in the left field.
Good read by Grant Paulus there.
Careful, we might bring you in as a color commentator before too long here.
No.
Again, also you have Mason Yarrington, who kind of goes along quietly and plays the game, then comes up with that big hit in the 5th inning and got things rolling for you guys.
Yeah, he's the kid that you ask him to go somewhere or do something, he does it. He doesn't give you no attitude, nothing. He just says, yes, coach. He goes and plays. He does his job. If he has a question, he asks you. He's just a ball player. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah. And then, of course, Dylan came up and, eventually, Yarrington scored on a wild pitch, if I'm not mistaken. And
I think so.
Yeah. And one of the things we've noticed, you got the horses running out there on the field. You're going to get a criminal record for the number of things that you steal out there, because if the bases weren't nailed down, you'd be stealing them all.
Yeah, we go. The bottom of our order, that's kind of their job. From Kate Anderson down, that's their job. Get on base and steal me bases. I tell them that every time they're in the on-deck circle. Get on base, I don't care how, steal me a base.
And it's paying off. It's aggressive base running, and it's paying off for you guys. Well, congratulations, a 6-3 win over the 5-3 win. Trying to give you extra runs here.
That's okay.
You'll take them, right?
Oh yeah, Dylan Hedela had his first bunt of his high school career. So
yeah, that was a dandy rolling down there the third baseline, but congratulations on picking up the win, and we'll be back with you guys next Monday. But who do you have between now and then?
We got Elk Mound Thursday.
Over at Elk Mound.
Over at Elk Mound, yeah.
Okay.
So they'll come ready to play. So
they always do. There's a reason they're on top of the conference.
And I mean, I was hoping to have Mitch for that, but it didn't work out. He had to throw a lot more than I wanted tonight. So I still got Zach and Greeny, and I got Ben too. So we're gonna go there, give them a lot of different arm angles. So hopefully it works out.
Maybe something, and maybe the bats will be alive and
hopefully they're better than they were tonight. So,
well, again, congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll be back with you on Monday when we face the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, and we'll be back to wrap things up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. And we're back here at Colfax High School on Viking Download. Little junior varsity action going on as we're wrapping things up. Joe, your thoughts about this one?
Yeah, we've been talking all year, Rick. They're just hanging in there, and, I see improvement in a lot of things. And I know Coach Secra wanted them to see hit the ball a little bit harder, but, a win is a win. And, they're in third place in the Dun St. Croix, which is always tough, and a bunch of good kids.
And they are, and they're working hard to get where they are. They have a big one on Thursday over in Elk Mound. We will not be covering that one, but, Elk Mound's not that far away, folks. Head down the road and go watch them play on Thursday.
And I compliment Spring Valley. You could see that, that one inning, they had a little trouble throwing and catching after Beekner's flare big hit, and but a lot better than their record, and you could just see they're well coached and play right to the end.
They do. And so the next one we'll be at is going to be a week from today, Monday, May 15th. And join us right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV. Hopefully we don't have the technical issues that we had tonight, because we're going to bring you the Colfax Vikings taking on the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Coverage begins at 4:40 with the bullpen show, followed by the live play-by-play action. Also, don't forget to join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Eau Claire Cowboy football. Our next game will be this Saturday as the Cowboys travel to Galesville to take on the Midwestern Wildcats. Cowboy kickoff begins at 1:40 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. Cowboys coming off a big win last Saturday against the Rock River Rampage by a score of 28-0. So this should be an interesting game this weekend. The Colfax Track Invitational will be held tomorrow at the Lee Bierquist Athletic Complex. Whoever wrote this stuff needs to be talked to, because it's not the Lee Bierquist Athletic Conference, it's Complex here in Colfax, and the action gets started at 4 o'clock. And as we mentioned, the baseball team and softball team are going to travel over to Elk Mound to take on the Elk Mound Mounders on Thursday. First pitch for both of those games is scheduled for 5 p.m. Also, the kindergarten spring program is going to be held on Thursday at 12:30 p.m. And the grades 1 through 6 spring program will be on Thursday beginning at 1:30 p.m. at Colfax School. Today's Colfax Viking baseball game has been brought to you by Anderson Bridges, the Colfax Animal Hospital, Dairy State Bank, H&H Plumbing, Kyle's Buff and Shine, Kyle's Market, Menominee Eye and Optical, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, Morgan's Auto Body of Colfax, Pleasant Valley Properties, Slayton's Technology, Triple Threat Training, Whitetail Golf Course. And be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. For Joe Doucette and Cassie Johnson-Nelson, Dan Petchow, this is Rick Olson. Final score once again, Vikings 5 and the Spring Valley Cardinals 3. You've been tuned to Viking Download on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.